Hey everyone, welcome to FiresideMTG, here with some of my boys doing our podcast, which is Mana and Marshmallows. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Howdy, I'm Alex.
How you guys doing, Jesus?
Hey, yeah, we've seen you guys before on the channel, right?
Yeah, you have. I think the videos that are probably out right now, I've played my Zimone deck,
Yes.
kind of like my pet Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card deck.
Yeah.
And I think I played my Grist deck on
Yes,
video as
yes,
well.
yes, I remember. That was the fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun video.
Yep.
And what did you play, Zeus? You remember?
I think the first video was I played
Eldrazi.
my Eldrazi, my first deck that I made.
Do you remember the second one?
Second one, I want to say I played my Soul Tide.
Yeah, I want to say what's the
So,
yeah.
I think you were right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah. Thanks for having you. Thanks for coming on the channel, guys.
Absolutely.
We're just going to be doing our little podcast here. We're just going to talk, and you're going to keep tapping on the table.
I'm just gonna keep bothering me.
That's fun. No, it's all good. But yeah, we're just going to talk about your history of Magic.
Sure.
We'll start with simple, like what got you into the game. And then maybe we'll pivot from there and see what your favorite commander is, your preference of commander or standard, etc., etc.
Cool.
I also have some Edge of Eternity packs here we'll use to kind of, as palate cleansers. As we talk about different subjects, we'll open them up and we'll start talking about different things. If we pull something cool in here, then we can talk about that too.
Cool. Sounds good.
So I think we'll start with one first. We'll start with one pack. We have multiple angles now set up, so hopefully we'll get a good shot of this. So I'll have, Jesus, you've been playing the game the shortest.
Okay.
I believe out of all of
You
us.
go first.
You get to pick the first pack to open on the channel.
Good luck, bud.
These are my first packs
Pull
of
something.
Edge of Eternities, by the way.
Pull something.
So I would love for you to pull something nice for me. So let's see.
From the top, it's going to be these, yes.
Yeah.
You can just really tear it.
Go
Yeah.
full monkey rage on it. Just primal instincts. Channel your
the
inner
Blister
Power
Patrol
Ranger.
is super long to open.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yep.
that's not.
But you know, it's not tampered with.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So that you know.
Yeah.
Is that the reason why they're doing it, right?
It is
Yeah.
because when they display them on the shelves, no one can like open it and then take out the rare and then like kind of just leave everything.
That makes sense. I always wondered about that, especially with the collector packs that have this kind of style. The tamper package is so huge.
Yep. Target, GameStops, any retailer that has their product like customer facing will
Yeah.
always have a blister pack.
Yeah. These are really cool. I do like this, but I still like opening packs from booster boxes in my local shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we
The
get.
camera should be good. Should be fine. And then our editor, Jay, should be able to zoom in.
Mhm.
Let's just say what we pull as our rare and our uncommon.
I was gonna say let's go
Yeah.
through the uncommons.
Yes.
First uncommon,
Oop.
How
What
do
was
you
that?
know this is uncommon?
Remnant Elemental.
It's a good question. Alex, our veteran, how does he know that's an uncommon card?
It's going to be twofold. On the bottom, it's going to have a U and also the color of the set symbol.
Yeah. So
The set symbol
blue.
is going to be silver.
Silver, yes, alright.
Silver.
Yeah,
Okay.
silver.
Another one, Dubious Delicacy.
Nice. Oh, it's the
Yes,
other
sir.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir Von Dam.
Ooh.
Not too bad.
He's a new guy.
What's that?
Choro of the
It's a
Void.
rare. It's our first
Yep,
rare.
That's our first rare.
Nice.
Feature.
Double rare.
Ooh.
Weapons manufacturing. I actually really like that card.
Yeah.
Fun card. Yeah. I'm actually going to read this card out loud if that's cool, because
Yeah, please.
actually it's one of my more favorite cards in Edge of Eternities. Okay, so Weapons Manufacturing is a 2-cost enchantment. It's in red. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, you create a colorless artifact token named Munitions.
Ooh.
When this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So really, really cool in those pet decks that want to ping things. Really cool in any deck that wants to sacrifice tokens or anything like that. Really, really fun.
No, I mean.
Yeah, totally. My shadow deck would love weapons manufacturing. I'm actually going to be talking about that later on, so we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
But really cool right
Yeah,
now.
thank you. Thank you
Pretty
for
sweet.
showing that.
Pretty
You
sweet.
put all that energy out there and you got me a card I was looking for, so I'm happy. Thank you.
That is
Yeah,
actually, for me, one of the chase cards in this.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. So I think on that topic, now that Zeus has opened up the pack for us, Jesus, tell us a little about your history of Magic.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been playing for 7-8 months now. I started.
It's been that long, really.
I started in January. I think that's when I first
Yeah.
bought the decks.
Yeah.
Wow. I bought Narcon Dynasties and went to go pick up the. I don't even know, Eldrazi Unbound, I think
Yep.
it was called.
Yes.
Yep,
Jay, insert the price of both of those decks here because they are not.
they are
freak on
more
price
expensive now, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
not too happy about that plan.
Yeah. Well, so okay. So what drew you into Eldrazi and to Necrons?
Mhm.
Eldrazi, they just look just dope.
Yeah.
I remember I worked in Target during a little after the pandemic. I saw not this one. I think it was the other Eldrazi.
Yes, the 5-color one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I saw it. I at the time I knew about Magic, but I wasn't playing any card games or anything. I was like, I wouldn't. It looks cool, but I wouldn't. There's no reason for me to buy it.
Yeah.
So now that I was interested, I was like, I'm definitely buying an Eldrazi one, and this one called to me more. The Necron I bought because I heard it was a really good deck. So that's the only reason I really bought it.
Oh.
But that one I haven't touched. I used to play it a lot, but not as much.
Haven't since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. So nice. So you started pretty recently. Those were your 2 big pre-cons. What are you building right now? Is there anything you're playing around with? Are you exploring? Because we have, 2 pre-cons that you've upgraded? Or what did you do with both those pre-cons?
The Necron, I did not
You
touch.
tabled it,
I
right?
haven't even like upgraded a one
Mhm.
card or anything. This one I heavily upgraded.
Yes.
I want to say,
Your baby, right?
yeah, this one is the one that I put the most
That's
money and
your pet
everything.
deck,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I have when Tarkir came out, I bought the other 2 precons, the
Yes.
Teamer one and then the Sultai one.
Yes.
The Teamer one I put a little bit into upgrades, the Sultai one as well, and then I made a Kalia deck recently.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I played it.
I think we played it. I think the footage got corrupted. Yes.
shame.
So yeah, it's a shame. So we have to see that play it again. at
Yes.
some
The
point.
lost episode.
Yeah, the last episode.
Yeah.
That was a funny one. There was like if I could find some of the clips, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Because there was one where I got tilted as hell, and I was like,
I'm sad that's
Yeah.
not going to make it in the channel
Yeah.
because that
Yeah.
was actually
That was the Aura Shards one, right?
That was the Aura Shards
one.
game.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
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 You were.
I was salty as fuck.
Yeah. Well, listen, Aura Shards is definitely a tough card to play around,
Mhm.
especially when you play it on, I think it was turn 3 or
It was
turn
very
4. So
early.
very, very quick.
I want to say even like turn 2.
Yeah.
It might have been turn 2.
Yeah.
It might have been turn 2.
Yeah. It was quick. It was very
It was
quick, and I
very quick.
remember that I was playing a control style deck that didn't
Mhm.
have any of the control pieces early, and I was trying to catch up, and then I just kept getting my face pushed in, and I was like, I just lost.
Well, one of the things I noticed being the person piloting the Aura Shards deck was no one had any removal for enchantments. So
Yes.
that was a little fun for me to play.
100%. Yeah. But that's how it is, right? You play at different speeds. Sometimes you get hurt differently, right? Because if you like CDH, CDH doesn't play a lot of removal
Sure.
of auras or enchantments or
Sure.
artifacts. It's mainly instant countering or complete board wipe of creatures or artifacts and everything.
Yeah.
So unless I want to get rid of my board and yours, I'm not really going to be doing it.
hmm
I think that's what that deck was originally. It was a higher power deck built for CDH, but
Sure.
was a weaker commander overall because it was control one. So
Mhm.
because I think, remember correct, he only really got strong based on what I cast, not necessarily.
It was like kind of Voltron, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, not necessarily Voltron. It literally was a control in the best sense of it because it literally wanted to just play stuff in response to you playing things to get in a board state.
Mhm.
But the board state, the only win con of the deck was combat. So it wasn't like I was gonna infinite out. I was just gonna be like, hey, here's my 5/5 swinging at your way.
When you're
I think
win
you also
color,
took 20 from yourself. I forgot how.
when you're
One ring.
yeah, well, it was the one ring, but there was also an enchantment or something you had.
It was definitely
creating
silence.
it.
That was no, definitely silence. You're thinking of the last game when I played.
Yeah, you're right.
Obika.
It was
I had
that.
Litter Blossom,
Yes.
and that's what killed me. That game.
Yes, it was a bit of
Yes.
There was something else that you
It was the
played.
commander himself. The commander himself paid
Oh,
his
you could
life
pay-
to get the card based on the card's cost.
Makes sense.
Yeah, which is why you want to stop things early to get your creatures
It's
out.
one of those things like when your win con is as linear as I need to do 40 damage or I need to do 21 commander damage. It becomes one of those things that's much easier to telegraph,
Yeah.
in the pod. So
Yeah.
as the person piloting that deck, you kind of gotta make yourself fall under the radar. Otherwise, you'll very quickly find that you'll be targeted as the first one off.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It really depends on what deck you're playing. Especially now that I'm starting to get into the world of CEDH and playing a couple of games of that. It is very, very big in terms of just not only the commander you're playing, but talking to the table about what your plans are and how your current state is. If you're going to win this turn or not. And lying about that too. Some people do that.
I think what
Yeah.
new players of Commander have to realize is that regardless of whether or not you're playing a group hug deck, politicking is part of the game.
Yes.
So knowing how to leverage your pieces that you can use as removal to your advantage, say help out the pod's board state a little bit, but maybe ask for something in return type of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we mentioned CDH once just a moment ago. For those who don't know, CDH being the competitive commander format, being EDH, which is what Elder Dragon.
Elder Dragon Highlander.
Yes.
So originally it was called that
EDH, yeah.
because the only commanders were the Elder Dragons. They were the only legendary cards that existed way back when. And Highlander because there could be only one.
Yes.
Only one of every card. That was before Pauper.
Yes.
That was before Pauper was considered something.
Yeah. So it's just you're getting into CDH as well, where you had your first proxy deck. Is that correct?
Yes, I printed out an entire Atali CDH deck.
Fun deck. Really fun
YouTubers play to win. I searched up
play to win.
Chunky deck.
The logo here. Yes, yeah. Very fun. I like the
great channel, by the way.
Amazing.
I've learned so much from them. Great content.
Same. I didn't even understand how, because I'm also kind of new to the game as well. I think myself, I finally hit about a year and a half, maybe 8 years and change, because I got back in during Bloomborough.
Sure.
And the Hatsune Miku Secret Lair. So when I didn't know how, what is it called? Food Chain won. Like I never knew how a Food Chain deck would win. And now that I finally seen it, it's such an interesting interaction. And like I see where it has its like pitfalls in the current state of the meta because you're casting so much, right?
Sure.
So if someone has something like a Heuristic Study,
anything
triggers off that. Exactly.
Anything to interact with those pieces.
Yeah, right. The big pieces, like as long as you can find a way to sack prior to like certain things, if you get certain things on the board, you're fine. But yeah, it's just the constant like triggers of like heuristics, your smothering tides, getting infinite mana essentially.
True.
It can be interesting, right? You can have other people win because in response to your winning.
There's a lot of really cool combos with Food Chain, like Food Chain Kiki Jiki into a Karmic Guide, into like whatever else you want. There's so many opportunities because with that happening, you can basically have either infinite tokens, infinite mana. You have a lot of options. The Food Chain deck I'm building right now is Rocco Cabaretti Caterer. And I'm kind of building it as like a Food Chain and a Breathing Pod deck because I think they both have very similar mechanics. One is basically generating you essentially mana. The other one is generating your ability to drop bigger creatures on the board, so they kind of feed into one another.
You're working your way up to the creature you need specifically to win. That's cool. For me, the Food Chain deck I'm trying to build because I was interested is the 5-color Terra. So I really want to build her. I really want to build her. She's really cool. She has a fun ETB effect where she'll enter the battlefield, she'll mill, I think, the top 5, if I remember correct, and you'll grab any enchantment of the top 5 you mill and put it in your hand. Now, well, the one thing that I've noticed about that, though, and I've gotten some good experience watching videos online about it in CDH, is that it does telegraph very much what you're going to do. Because if you mill Underworld Breach, Food Chain, or whatever, people are like, oh, okay, he's going to grab the Underworld Breach, and I know he has the combo, I got to stop this guy.
The benefit that that deck has, being in 5-color, hey, you want recursion, you can have any color recursion you want. So pick your flavor. If that thing's in the graveyard, as long as it's not exiled, you are good to go.
It's really cool. There's a lot of fun interactions as well. Like there's one infinite that I've seen with it that I'm probably going to add to my deck, where if I think it's like it's an enchantment I think involving Sorcerer's Apprentice, something like that. But what it does, it makes a copy of a legendary creature. It makes it non-legendary. So the way you sequence things is basically you make a copy of the Terra that's turned over as the Aeon, which is an enchantment. And you're basically make infinite copies of her.
That's fun.
And
that's
cool.
that's
then each one of them will generate mana as well, because they generate 2 sets of Wooburg at their last.
That's sick.
Because what's weird is that the copy enters with the first lore counter, but then the Terra's effect after she copies the copied non-legendary is that she can give it additional lore counters up to 3. Which puts her at her max, which triggers each effect sequentially, which is like copy another or enchantment, which copies another Terra. And then the second one, I think, gives a +1 or something like that. But the last effect is the Wooburg. It's really, really interesting, interesting direction. It's weird to sequence because when you do the Wooburg energy, you lose that Terra because she gets exiled, she's enchantment. But you can do it where you generate, I think, because how the sequencing works, you make multiple copies with each lore. So you'll make 1 copy, and then 2 of them will generate the mana on the other copies, and they'll die. But then you'll net equal amounts to make more and more and more and more. So it's weird. You have to sequence them a bit oddly, but then you'll end up with maybe if you do infinite, let's say 1,000, you'll end up with 2,000 dead, and then down on the board still, but generating
Wow.
Bluebird. Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
it's a really interesting deck. I really want to try it out. Hopefully I get to play it on the channel one day. We'll see. but yeah, I think on that we'll let Alex open a pack.
Cool.
Talk a little bit about Zeus. So, actually, no, sorry. How do you pick? Because I feel like it'll be only fair that way.
All right.
I don't want the illusion of choice.
I'll pick this one.
Alright, there we go.
Same one.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So,
Another munitions.
I think I've opened like 7 EOE packs so far. I haven't really opened that much. I really like this set a lot.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big fan of science fiction.
Right?
Yeah, well, no. Well, yeah,
officially it's space.
Yeah,
Not
officially.
Unfinity.
Yeah, and Aether Drift has like science fiction elements, but I guess it's not really space. So
Yeah, that was it.
yeah, but again, one of the things about Magic is it's always been very heavy, like fantasy based. So it's really interesting to see they're kind of like turning the tide and saying like, okay, let's experiment with some like science fiction,
Sci-fi fantasy.
sci-fi elements. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so let's get to the uncommon. So our first uncommon is All Fates Stalker. Kind of a cool card, one of the warp mechanics. I think I saw something cool back there, actually. So,
nice.
Second's going to be Galvanizing a Saw Ship. Our third uncommon is Euthros Psionist.
Oh.
Jellyfish Scientist.
Jellyfish. Oh yeah, jellyfish being a keyword that we don't see very often.
Oh, cool. Okay, we got the nice Mystifying Maze, the nicer treatment of the Mystifying Maze.
Cool. I don't think I
haven't
haven't
seen that.
Yeah, I don't think I own that card.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, we got some cool stuff in here. I peeked. I had to take it.
Alright, sure.
I thought for a second it was an ancient tomb, so I got super excited.
Yeah.
It isn't an ancient tomb,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Gemstone Cat, we're not much.
Oh, that would be so
I
sad.
know, right?
So we got Mystifying Maze as our first rare. Second rare is going to be Memnon, the right hand. It's the Jellyfish Advisor. Really cool card.
Wonderful.
Really actually a fun... I could see him being a commander, but more or less, I think he's going to be one of those cards you're going to want to see in like an Urza deck.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he definitely belongs in there. So we pulled a Petrified Field. This was the card that I thought was.
Oh, I can see it 100%.
Just like the treatment of it.
I didn't know that could be in foil.
Yep, and we did get a foil version, and we got a foil full art forest.
Oh
so
wow!
That's actually
that was a heated pack.
That's a pretty stacked pack. We pulled 3 rares, 2 of the nicer treatment lands, and 1 Borealis foil.
Nice.
Pretty sick.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
When I see that land, I've never read that card before.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Thank you. Wow.
This card feels so different.
Oh, that's so good. Actually,
it is a cool card.
Yeah, I need this.
It is a cool card.
By trimming, or does this feel different?
No, I mean they all came from a legitimate store.
The back of the card definitely has like a texture. It does have like a roughness to it.
Yeah, almost like a matted texture. Yeah, it's like a matted feel.
But yeah, that was a pretty cool pack. Actually.
Yeah.
Very happy with those cards. Very
Thank you. Thanks.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Appreciate it. So yeah, with that, Alex, tell us a little about your history of Magic. How long have you been playing?
So I've been playing for a minute. I think the exact length of time is about 26 years. I've been playing in
Yeah, your Unk Magic status.
Unk status.
Yeah.
It's been in varying degrees of severity. I think anyone that's been addicted to Magic for any period of time can attest. It is one of those hobbies that, while you might not fall out of love with, there are times that like either the meta isn't in the right place, or your heart, or your wallet. Any one of those.
Very true.
But I will always remember the first pack I ever bought of Magic the Gathering. I'm going to dox the card shop. It is Zap Comics in Wayne, New Jersey. An amazing establishment, has existed since I was a kid, since I moved to Wayne, and they've been consistent throughout. But the first pack I ever bought was a pack of Mirage.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it because I remember going into the store and seeing these pack of cards named Magic the Gathering. Not knowing what they were, I went in with my grandmother, and I was very big in Magic, actually, like the kind that you perform with like an audience.
Really?
Yeah. So I saw those cards, and I didn't know what they were. I think I was about 10 or 11 years old at the time. And basically, I went up to the person, and I said, well, what's magic about these cards? Like, can you perform, like, tricks with them? I didn't know what Magic the Gathering was. And Mirage at the time, I want to say, like, it's still relatively new in the infancy of
October 1996.
Sounds about right. So I would have literally been actually 8 years old at the time.
Wow.
And he told me you can't perform tricks with the cards. It's a card game.
Yeah.
And at that time, I had never heard of a collectible card game.
He did play a trick on your wallet.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, exactly.
He did.
He made it disappear.
Not even on his wallet.
Yeah.
Grandmother's wallet.
No.
Yeah.
But my grandma, she was more than happy, like, to buy me a couple packs. I opened them up. I wish I could tell you what I opened. I'd love to say I probably pulled a Lion's Eye Diamond, and I probably traded it for something nowhere near the value of what that card is worth right now.
Yeah.
But I've loved Magic ever since. Some of my favorite memories of my childhood were created just by playing Magic with either people I knew or people I didn't know that by the end of the game, I ended up becoming friends with. And I think that's the amazing thing. I think that's why the game's called Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
And not just Magic, because it is really truly about that experience. Now, my thing is, Commander is my main love of Magic. I feel like as much as I loved Magic as a kid, I played Standard. I played the crap out of Standard. I used to go to tournaments. I feel like CDH, or EDH as it used to be called, was really where my love affair with Magic began, because it's one of those things that I really like the idea of having a deck that represented a specific play style, and having that Commander exemplify that play style. When Commander was created, I thought to myself, Magic is really becoming mainstream. It went from being this thing that you kind of like, I hate to say, you didn't really want to tell too many people you played Magic the Gathering because they looked at you weird, you know, now Post Malone and all these people that are in the mainstream are playing, and you think, like, okay, it's more socially acceptable now.
Yeah.
Just like it, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, like anime, like anything nerdy, really. Like video games. Video games are the same thing, you know? It used to be one of those things that you used to have to hide.
Oh, I remember as a kid, like, people hating the concept of like, watching anime. It was like, you're like in high school and middle school, you watch cartoons for like, that's weird. And it's like, yeah, but like in these cartoons, it's like a shit ton of blood and like weird topics or things, whatever. I never had like the weird like experience of like being bullied or stuff like that. I was always like a friend of everybody, but I remember like making some friends really early in life that were put off the fact that I was still reading like Shonen Jump. And like, there was like, oh, I'm not gonna chill too much. But then other guys being like, yo, what's happening in that chapter, but not wanting to read it. And it's like, well, just buy it.
Sure.
Yeah, buy it. It's like, don't stop yourself.
Yeah, it's like one of those things I found, like, as I got older, I think you'll find, like, you don't care so much of what other people's opinions are of you, so much as you care, like, hey, the people that you care about, you know, those are the people's opinions that you should mind. And I would say, you know, regardless of whether or not Magic was cool, I always enjoyed playing it. I remember going to a summer camp, actually, and basically sneaking away. Like, we had to do all of these sports, and all my friends that I had at the camp, none of them were into sports. We were all into playing games and playing Magic. So we would hide. We would basically try to, like, sneak away, go into the forest, no joke, and we'd just be playing Magic in the middle of the woods.
Playing Magic in the middle of the woods sounds awesome.
It was super.
That's like a core memory.
It was super dope, and actually worked out well.
That's the next channel. We're gonna. Well, I really want to do this, and this is hopefully something we can do in the future. I would love for us to rent out like a cabin in the woods and then play. And
I would love
like
that.
by the actual fire.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah,
there's something like very fitting about playing Magic in the woods, and it works out nicely because even if it's breezy outside, you're not going to feel that because the trees are basically blocking, so your cards are not moving.
Right, sure.
You know,
so we need to kickstart that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's talk to our Patreons.
Totally.
Yeah. But that's so cool. So you've had a huge history. Were you going to say something? I'm sorry?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm glad that you know, you and I kind of became friends. We used to work together for a bit, right? But you and I became friends, I think, heavily because of our shared appreciation for card games.
Yeah. Not Magic.
Not Magic originally.
Not Magic.
No. I was very...
We were playing everything but Magic. Actually.
Literally everything else. It was Digimon first, Yu-Gi-Oh! What was after that? One Piece. Yes, One Piece. And then
still a great game.
Yeah. No, 100%. I love
One Piece.
Big fan of all those IPs. I think everything was great. But to your point, there's no card game like Magic in the sense that the focus is in the people.
Yes.
And even the name kind of adds to that, right? I don't want to glaze too much into the card game, but like, it is very odd. Like, that's the one thing that I think shows like longevity of a brand where they care about the people, in not just in the gameplay, but in the core theme of the project, right? Like,
oh, totally.
You don't really see that kind of camaraderie in any other IP. It's always gonna go around the game, right? So it's interesting that this was like inclusive, like the people were in mind with the whole process, theoretically, right? You know, pitfalls here and there, what have you. But I would argue that we're in the renaissance of Magic again. Like,
I would completely agree.
Yeah.
I think regardless of...
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, regardless of what your opinion on Universes Beyond is, I have like a varying opinion of Universes Beyond. I think if you break it down to a simple concept, and that's that there are more people playing Magic now. There are people playing Magic that never even considered playing Magic. And the reason that is because one of their favorite IPs may have been brought into the game.
Yeah.
That in itself is a good thing for the longevity of the game, for the health of the game. You know, it's really something that I think people need to realize. Yeah, you know, it's a little bit weird seeing like a SpongeBob card, you know, played on top of a demonic tutor. But I'll tell you what, it's still one of those situations where I love people being able to create a deck that speaks to them, that really exemplifies who they are, and I think being able to have those options is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's like, especially with like, to your point, getting new people to the game, right? Like, my girlfriend Annie, she's like, she's a big fan of Sonic, and that Secret just came out recently, and like moments where she could be like, oh my god, I want to build this deck. That's great to have. Like, not many card games can have that easy effect of like, hey, we're gonna take a risk and add like a third party that's not even part of our IP or not even related, maybe slightly, and take the risk and just try to have fun with it. And like, and I get it, like, you know, there has to be some seriousness, and I think this is it, right? The seriousness is like the standard sets, and I think that's great. But I think exploring new horizons is always a good idea. And I think, to your point, the good outweighs the bad. Yeah,
and I think, at my opinion, I will say this to support the people that are against Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
I will say everyone's opinion is valid.
Yes.
I think my opinion would be different if Wizards went and said, well, this is the only type of product we're going to be releasing now.
Yeah.
If they completely abolished the identity of Magic,
everything is Universes Beyond from this point on.
Yeah. Because, and I do believe this. When Marvel's Universes Beyond came out, I thought to myself, I said, man, Marvel has tried so many times to create a collectible card game. Right?
Yeah.
Magic is the perfect structure for it. Like the gameplay exists, the mechanics exist, right?
Yeah.
And when I saw the way that they adapted, I'll use Captain America as an example.
Yeah.
It just makes so much sense for like the way that card plays out to what he does. He throws his shield, and it's an equipment, and it just like things like that I can appreciate, that the designers that are designing these sets actually thought, like, I want this card to feel like how it should actually be.
Yes, exactly. There was love but behind it. There was thought. There was a clear vision inside of that design process. And I appreciate that. And I think that's big, right? They don't just, for the most part, it doesn't feel like cards get slapped together, right?
Sure.
There's always like, oh, there was like thought behind this process. A good example being the Steeler right there you have.
Yeah, so I was actually just pulling out my Shadow deck. There's a combo I wanted to talk about that I put in here that I thought was a little bit fun. But like Annie, I'm a big Sonic fan, and when the cards came out, I'll admit I was a little bit on the fence.
Oh, I think I specifically, she showed me, which is like the first time she ever showed me a card before I knew about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I hate that. Like, immediately, first thing I was like, I hate that.
Really?
Yeah. I was very against it in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then I read the cards and I was like, fuck, that's a lot of flavor.
It makes sense, especially Shadow. The whole Chaos Control split second mechanic.
Yes.
It's just really, really cool.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those situations that I find, like, as long as it's not removing from what Magic is, and at the end of the day, what it is a card game meant to be played amongst friends, right? As long as it's not removing from one person's experience to fulfill another person's, then we're cool. Like, I can understand some people being angry about the fact that, well, Shadow the Hedgehog is only this card. It's not like a renamed or an alter art of another card that exists. So if you want to play this, it has to be a Shadow. what people have to understand is that ultras have existed for a long, long time, and I don't think that that needs to be the only aspect of how different IPs get absolved into Magic the Gathering.
I think it's actually better if they have their own like mechanics and everything rather than just be a reprint.
Yeah, and funny enough, like at this moment right now, at the time of filming, the Sonic Secret Lair is still available.
It is,
and so they did a good job with this Secret Lair, I think. Say what you want on Secret Lairs and the distribution of them. This was a good lair drop. It was readily available. It's still available to this moment, this day, this hour. And hopefully that doesn't change by the time this video goes out today. But yeah. One
thing to note in that regard, before I forget, is that they did confirm beyond the Secret Lair drops that they're doing, they will be providing local game stores that are under the Wizards umbrella, like they do sanctioned tournaments and whatnot. They will be supplying them with the non-foil versions of the Secret Lair drops. So you'll be able to buy them locally, which is twofold. A good way of allowing the product to get into more people's hands.
Yes.
But not only that, it's bringing business to the LGSs as opposed to it all being on the Secret Lair Stormfront.
Exactly.
And that is something I'm 110% on board for.
Yeah, ironically, from our local, you picked up most of the Secret Lairs you own.
Yes, the Deadpool non-foil Secret Lair. And in all honesty, like some people might say, well, they're not getting the foils, they're not getting the better versions. In my opinion, there are some cards that I'd rather have non-foil than the foil. So it's an opinion.
Yeah, and then in the worst case scenario, you can always get that and trade it later for a full version.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of if you want to have this card and play with it, you'd want it in whatever condition.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, if you go on TCG Player right now, some of the non-foil variants of those cards are worth more than the foil variants because of the print runs of a specific Secret Lair. So just something to consider.
Yeah. Before we go into the combo, do you mind if we open the back?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. I will pick our, let's take the side. So we'll roll a die. I'll roll this dice right here. Hopefully you can, well, actually no, the 8th one. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, 5. Alright, so we'll open this back here. And we'll see what we get. And we have our 2 left. Oh, how did that go? That opened the cleanest.
That was,
Alright. Let's see. Pack left.
Is there anything you're hoping to see?
Good question. I would love to see, Ancient Tomb and all that, because just the value of those cards. But if I
also like the treatment that they are.
Exactly. If I would want a card just for the sake of owning it, would be the Gaia's Cradle card, or the Tolarian Academy one. Yeah.
I am curious about Avendo, multiple reasons. I'm curious about its playability.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the value of the card. There's a lot of things. We talked about my Rocco deck.
Yes.
I actually put Avendo in that deck to test out. So hopefully I'll get to see if it works out.
So we'll see. We have Invasive Maneuvers as our uncommon. We have Larva Scoutlander, or Laval Scoutlander. Emergency Eject. Frenzied Bailoff. And then which was our single rare pack. We have Auxiliary Boosters and a Plains. A Lander token. Nice. Yeah, nothing too crazy in this one, but very happy. Yes, very good card. Very happy to have this card. I remember reading this card during, I think not the leaks, but the spoilers of the set.
Face value, it's busted.
Yes.
And it probably is busted.
I can't wait to see what it does in Standard, both in Standard and in Commander. I don't play Standard, but I know this feels really fun in that set. So yes, giving everything, well, it has trample, right? It gives everything else trample. No, it can't be countered.
It can be countered. It makes every creature card stick. It's really one of those things that, if it lands, it could cause damage. It's one of those things you're going to need to remove. Otherwise, that player is going to have a very disruptive.
Yes. Yeah, no, 100%.
So just the 2-card combo. It really isn't so much a combo as it is an interaction that I actually managed to play out the first time I played this deck, which was really cool.
It's always a good feeling, right? When you brew something up and you're like,
in your head, you're like, this sounds like it's really good, but you don't really know until you actually do it. So the 2 cards is Insurrection is the first card. It's an 8 cost, 5 generic, 3 red that says, it's a sorcery that says, it's an untap all creatures and gain control of them until end of turn. They gain haste until end of turn, which is important.
Yes.
Right? So that card I combo with.
Think about that.
Yep. And Insurrection is one of those underrated cards. It's not expensive monetarily. You rarely see it being played because it is an expensive mana cost card.
Sure.
But I pair that with Phyrexian Altar. Ashnod's Altar, either of the two. I like Phyrexian because you get to choose what color mana you end up sacrificing the creature for.
Sure.
So the combo is this. With Shadow the Hedgehog out, you have Chaos Control. So you will be casting Insurrection at split-second speed. So what that means is it is happening as long as it is on the stack, this card is going to resolve. Hopefully when this card resolves, what you're going to see is you're going to see everyone's creature board state become your creature board state.
Yeah.
Now, when you go into combat, you can attack with everything, which I highly recommend you do.
Yeah.
Right? After combat is when the fun things happen. With the Phyrexian Altar out, you can see where this is going.
Yeah.
You would then go through sacrificing each one of your opponent's creatures. So instead of them regaining their creatures, you gain a ridiculous amount of whatever color mana you want, or colorless mana if it is Ashnod's Altar. In addition to that, it gets even better.
Draw.
The top part of Shadow the Hedgehog, because these creatures gained haste, and because you control a creature with haste that died, you will draw a card off of every single trigger.
That's so fun.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah, exactly. No one hates that at all.
So,
and then each one of those cards you sack will generate mana, which then just triggers
Correct.
Cast Control again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that mana is mana that is being generated from an artifact. Anything you cast with that mana will not be counterable, or will not be able to be interacted with on the stack, is the correct thing.
Yeah. But you can still interact to the triggered effect of Shadow the Hedgehog. You can't interact with the stacked card you played off the mana.
Yeah, so essentially the way that works is that card resolves.
Yes.
And then whatever else in the stack is there.
Yeah. So you could still, once you triggered the Chaos Control effect, you could still essentially return Shadow to the hand.
Sure.
Maybe exile the target thing, but the card still resolves after the use split second into it. Yeah.
So with this interaction, I just want to say,
that's really mean.
Yeah, it is mean.
Yeah.
It's a Phyrexian Altar. It can be an Ashnod's Altar. It can be a High Market. It can be a Warren Soul Trader, which is probably my favorite card in the deck. This deck, just so the channel knows, I'll give you the link. You can put it at the bottom.
Sure. Yeah.
It's called 99 Problems, but a Ring Ain't One, and it's all centered around creating as many treasure tokens as you can, so that way you can use your mana for the treasure tokens to cast everything at split second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I really love that build.
Thank
that
you.
sounds really
Thank
fun.
you.
I'm really excited and scared to see it in action.
It is scary, and like I said, I was lucky enough to actually do it. And honestly, I expected the whole pod to kind of like groan and be pissed off. They were like, actually, like, this is such a cool interaction. Go.
It's really fun. And look, what I like about the most, you mind if I look at the card?
Oh, for sure.
It's because it's a high cost card. Like I like the fact that it's 8. Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
At this point in the game, if you had 8 mana available and you played this, I'd like you're gonna win. Like no matter what, you were going to win. This is just letting that happen, and I think that's great. I think that's a good flavor for the deck. I'm sure there were maybe other options that could be maybe a bit more mana efficient, but I think that's perfect.
Sure. Insurrection, like I said, is one of those cards. I think it flew under the radar.
Oh, sure.
When I played it, one person at the pod knew what it did. I said, I'm casting Insurrection. He looked up and he said, oh no.
That's so funny. I would, I'd be like, what does that card do?
Yeah.
I would.
That was the response of the other two people at the pod.
And they'll say, Jay, ended up. Please, thank you.
Leave 'em in.
Yeah, it's a really cool deck. Like I said, we'll go ahead and drop the link on the bottom.
Yes.
I am a theory crafter. It's my favorite part of Magic the Gathering is deck brewing.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Same. I'm more of like, give me a deck and I'll pilot it. Sometimes I'll look up brews, but I'm not like a good I don't create my own decks, if that's the case. I'd rather use like references online and I'll like combine those together, but I don't think that's necessarily deck building on its own. I'm not the guy to be like, all right, let me start with a blank canvas and be like, okay, my lands, my sorceries. Like I've done it maybe a handful of times, and I think the times I've done it, the decks maybe have worked, but I've never like done it for like high power. There's always been like a free fun or anything like that. But yeah, So with that being said, I think it's time to get to the last two, and then we can kind of figure out a good way to send off. Because I think we've done a good amount of discussion.
Alright, cool.
I think I want to have Jesus say something else. So we'll have you both open your backs, and we'll see which one opens better.
Let's see.
I did want to say one more time, though, I did want to shout out Play to Win, not only because they're an amazing community, but because of, I guess I can consider myself a veteran Magic player. You never stop learning.
Sure.
I recently discovered them. I'm not ashamed to say I hadn't known about the channel for a minute.
Sure.
And in the past week or two, I've been like absorbing their videos. I've learned so much about CDH that I'm a newbie in CDH.
Same.
That much I don't know. So
I'd like to come
very
back.
grateful.
Yeah, I'd like to come back in the future episode and kind of shout out the channels I've been watching for CDH
That'd be
content.
fun.
Yeah. Oh wow, you did really clean.
I
one.
copied. I copied after you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw what you did. And
Damn, yours is cleaner than mine.
oh, kind of cool. I pulled the munitions artifact.
Oh.
Or the turret.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
let's see what y'all got.
Gen Engineer.
Ooh. More gemstone caverns.
Systems Override. Endless Sands, a
Ooh.
desert.
That's cool.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
Entrophic Battle Cruiser.
Mhm.
And another Beam Soft.
I've never actually seen that card.
No, never mind.
Mm.
It's
One
just
of the new spacecraft.
Yeah. He's +1 every opponent discards a card, they lose 3 life, and then +8 flying death touch, and whenever he attacks, each opponent discards a card.
Oh, I might need to put him into
For-
Eggman.
For those that don't know, you can actually run the spacecrafts as your commander,
That started with
as long as they are legendary.
Yeah.
Yep.
3/10, not too bad.
That's pretty cool.
That's something I'm going to go.
I kind of want to run the guideline station, the 5 colors.
Yes,
that one is really cool. Yeah.
Hopefully you pull it. I like
Terra Pact Intimidator, Pulsar Squadron Ace, and Umbral Collar Zealot. Oh, cool. Okay, we're pulling all of the special treatment lands,
nice.
except for the gemstone. And
yes,
Ancient
exactly.
Ain't Inventor's Fair, though. It's a good one.
Wow,
It's
that's
a good
really
one.
good.
Yeah,
Nice.
Inventor's Fair. Very solid.
See the luck difference.
Yeah, 100%.
I've basically I'm pulling fire today. Nova Hellkite is my second rare.
Oh, that's cool. That's like
Really, really cool. Yeah. So this is the new dragon, actually. I kind of want this card for my Kalia deck because it's a 4/5 flyer with haste that says when it enters, it deals 1 damage to target creature an opponent controls. And the cool thing is it has warp for 3. So we can actually get that effect twice if you're not flickering it or doing anything.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. And a foil flight coordinator. But yeah, I think the cool card is definitely the Inventor's.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Which one is that one? I haven't seen that.
It's the artifact. It's a legendary artifact-centric land.
Yeah.
It's not an artifact land, but it
Yeah.
wants some artifacts.
That's really cool. Thank you.
Oh, you can sign it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Really cool.
Wow.
Really cool.
Yeah, I think I need an extra one of these. That's awesome. I'm very happy to pull it.
I actually don't know if I think I have 1 copy of it.
The font is so odd on these. There's like looks a little blurred out a bit almost.
I like that treatment. I really want the ancient tomb. I hate to sound like that, but I do want the
I
ancient.
understand. That would have been nice to pull, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, but thank you guys for
Yeah, no problem.
then you guys should open these packs with me. I appreciate it.
Sure.
It was cool to kind of explore Edge of Eternities and get it all together. Hopefully we'll do more with Edge of Eternities. I want to kind of do, I don't know if I'll do a pre-con night because there's only 2 in that set, but maybe we can do some fun stuff. I know a couple of our friends are building decks from this set. And we talked about it, like, these are people that just started with Final Fantasy and really liked Edge of Eternities. Like, we have Chris, who was on the channel. I don't know if he's had a video uploaded just yet.
Thanks.
But he played a game with us. He played Y'shtola, so the Final Fantasy pre-con. And
Love that commander.
yeah, that game is great.
Really cool.
He won with that one, which is awesome.
Also, I respect him for piloting that deck because for being a newer player to Magic, I would not consider that deck to be the most beginner friendly.
Not at all.
Lots of interactions, lots of things to think about. Good on you to play that deck, Chris.
Yeah, there was a small gentle nudge I think we did during the process of playing that game. But I think at the end of the day, he still was able to like pilot it correctly and like just looked at his cards, read them, and understood how that interacts. Yeah, so it was really fun. But yeah, I think we're getting towards the end of this episode today. It's a little bit of a longer one. I think our first one was ever 30 minutes, but I think this will be fun to have a little bit of a longer format. But Jesus, is there anything we kind of talked a little bit about the deck you're building, right? What was it again?
Oh, not the one that I'm building
Eternally.
now.
We talked
yeah,
about
with the
the
Tally,
Italians.
yes.
yeah,
What are you building right now?
Right now, I'm building. What is his name? Phoenix, God of Deception, I think.
Okay, and what does he do again? He builds, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He puts every single creature when you tap it, you can tap it and make a target player build the amount of cards
Based
equal
on
to the toughness.
okay, cool. So you put a lot of big booty creatures based on that.
And
That's fun.
hopefully-
Between your mill deck and your Eldrazi deck, you're going to be a hit at the pod.
Yeah, people are
People are
gonna
gonna
love
love
it.
it. Oh, yeah, they already do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So talk a little bit about that. Like, how has it been? Because you picked very interesting decks. So how was it playing the Eldrazi as like one of your first precons?
Everyone hates it.
Yeah. Alright.
But I quite frankly don't care.
But yeah, you've
Spoken like a true Eldrazi player.
Exactly. You have to be the bad guy. If you know you're the bad guy and you establish you're the bad guy, like
Yeah, at the beginning it felt bad because that was like
Sure.
the only deck I had.
Sure.
I played Necron. I didn't enjoy how it played.
Yeah.
I thought about upgrading it, but I was too excited to upgrade this one. And then Tarkir came out. I forgot about the Necron, and I still haven't even touched the Necron.
Yeah.
Piloting an Eldrazi deck is like being the heel in wrestling.
Yes.
You know you're the villain.
Yeah.
You lean into that as much as you
I
can.
agree. That is probably the most
At the beginning, I felt bad. I'll be like, "Oh, I guess I won't swing this at you."
I guess I won't
You've
win this turn.
you've gotten better at that though. You'll swing, you'll full send.
I will full swing, but I will say I don't play this often anymore because just because I know especially because and especially because most of the time I'm playing just casual commanders.
Sure.
People are like, oh, a 2 or a 3, and then they see this. Technically, on paper, like it is a 3.
Yes.
But it does not.
It plays like
you don't have the
it
infinite
plays
there,
like a solid.
I do have the infinite in there. I think.
Oh,
I
then
think
before then.
I think I finished the infinite in it, or I don't remember, but I think it's in there.
I believe it's before then from a
You have a deck list on Moxfield?
I do, yeah.
Alright, cool. So we'll enter the deck list here.
So yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. I enjoy it. I love the cards in it.
Yeah.
I love the fact
arts
that you
are crazy.
have an Eldrazi deck. I said that to you from when you started. I was like, I love the fact your first deck was an Eldrazi.
I don't think I can make a deck that one.
Such a funny experience. I think I remember a lot of us mixed feelings on that, right? I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, leaning into it. I think we had a couple friends that were like, don't do that. It's not going to be good because you're going to get hit out early.
Yeah.
You did experience that.
Yeah.
But I think, if anything, it made you learn, okay, if I'm getting hated out early, how do I stop from getting like demolished by being hated out?
Sure.
So you grew, like how you would have your friend play video games and you kick his ass like 10 times to get better at the game. You got better at the game.
Because it's honestly feast or famine with this.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good
at the
way of putting
beginning, it was very feast and famine. Now it can like code itself unless people just constantly knock it down.
You're just like it's group hug Eldrazi. I swear.
I swear it's not like the other Eldrazi decks.
Nah, of course not.
It's group hug in that it's that hug from Gladiator that he just smothers his dad. Yeah, that's the group hug.
Overlord.
Yeah,
exactly. But no, 100%. So that's cool. All right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for talking to us about your deck a little bit. And hopefully we'll see that new deck you're building on the channel. Yeah, that'd be really fun.
As soon as I finish it, hopefully.
Hopefully soon. Yeah, hopefully. I think that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, so thank you all again for joining us by the fireside. Thank you for watching our latest episode of Mana and Marshmallows, our podcast that hopefully we'll do more episodes of and have new people on.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I'll take it easy.
Later.
See ya.
Well, what do you laugh for?
I don't know. I just laughed at the name Mana and Marshmallows.
It's good, isn't
funny.
it? Yeah, West Fireside. Yeah, exactly. Also, like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Make you fucking think, bro. Damn. It's layers behind that shit.